Story about a simple girl, Kai-Ling, who never left her apartment. The walls of Unit 42 on the 18th floor of a deteriorating high-rise in Hong Kong were her only reality. She could hear the bustling city beyond her window, the murmur of people living their lives, but she never dared to step outside. Ever since she was a child, she had been told by her grandmother that she was cursed. If she ever left, she would die. Her life was a routine of online classes, food deliveries, and late-night internet browsing. The real world didn't concern her. It was a danger she had learned to avoid. Until she met him. His name was Vincent. A quiet, poetic soul she had encountered on an obscure forum for vintage photography. His words were elegant, his humor dry, and his interest in her felt intoxicating. He said he was once an artist, but now he was trapped in his own way, just like her. They spoke every night. His messages carried warmth that her cold apartment lacked. He understood her fears and reassured her that she wasn't alone. "I know what it's like to be confined," he typed one night. She smiled, pressing her fingers against the screen, wishing she could reach through. One evening, Vincent sent her a picture. A grainy black and white photograph of a man standing by a window. The timestamp at the bottom read, 1998. The man looked eerily familiar. "That's my window," she typed back, her fingers trembling. "Yes," he replied. "I lived there." A shiver crawled up her spine. "What do you mean lived?" There was a long pause before he responded. "I died there." Kai-Ling's hands turned cold. She could hear her own breath, shallow, uneven. She stared at the message, hoping it was a joke, but deep down, she knew it wasn't. The shadows in her apartment seemed to stretch and distort. The air grew heavy. Her mind raced. How could she have spoken to a dead man? How could he know things about her no one else did? Was she losing her mind? She searched the internet for any information on Vincent. It didn't take long to find it. Vincent Lau, 27, found dead in Unit 42, 18th floor of the Lai Fong building. Cause of death, suicide. The news article was dated exactly 25 years ago. Her blood turned to ice. The apartment felt different now. She could hear faint whispers at night, her name being called when she was alone. The lights flickered erratically, and her reflection in the mirror seemed delayed, like it was watching her. Then the messages changed. "I miss you, you shouldn't be alone. I can be with you forever." One night, she woke up gasping for breath, feeling something pressing down on her chest. A cold hand brushed against her face. Her heart pounded as she turned on the light, but the room was empty. She started seeing him. A shadow in the corner of her eye, a figure watching her through the mirror. The voice whispering in her ear when she was alone. Vincent wasn't just a presence in her messages anymore. He was here. Her heart pounded as she stood before her front door, a barrier she had never crossed. She gripped the handle, her breath shaky. If she opened it, would she die, or was that the lie that had kept her imprisoned all her life? Vincent had died here. If he could break the barrier of death to reach her, maybe she could break the barrier of fear to find the truth. "Don't leave me," his voice echoed around her, reverberating through the walls. The lights flickered violently. The door rattled as though unseen hands were trying to keep it shut. Her fingers trembled as she turned the knob. A sudden gust of cold air blasted through the apartment. The room plunged into darkness, and she felt something, or someone, wrap around her, pulling her back. "Stay," Vincent's voice whispered, closer than ever, his breath icy against her ear. "With me. Forever." And then, the door creaked open. As she stepped forward, a cold force yanked her back. The room warped, the walls stretching impossibly far. A black figure stood in the doorway now, not Vincent, but something else, something grotesque. Its mouth was too wide, eyes like black voids. The whispers turned into screams. Kai-Ling collapsed to the floor, clawing at the wooden boards as invisible hands dragged her toward the darkness. Her breath came in ragged gasps as the entity whispered in Vincent's voice, "You can't leave. You belong here." Tears streamed down her face. "No. I don't." The walls bled. The mirror shattered on its own, reflecting a dozen versions of her, some smiling, some crying, some staring lifelessly. She couldn't tell which one was real anymore. A violent wind slammed the door shut, locking her in. She screamed, pounding against the wood, but the outside world was silent. 4 days, time lost meaning. The food in her fridge rotted. The walls wept shadows. Vincent appeared and disappeared, sometimes whispering sweet nothings, other times hissing threats in her ear. "I waited for you," he murmured one night. "Now you'll wait with me." She realized the truth. The curse wasn't that she would die if she left, the curse was staying. The apartment itself was a trap, feeding on fear, keeping her and Vincent bound. With one final surge of willpower, she ran toward the window, the same one Vincent had once stood at. The shadows surged, clawing at her. Vincent screamed her name, but she didn't stop. With all her strength, she threw herself against the glass. It shattered. She fell, into the cold air, into the unknown, into freedom. When Kai-Ling awoke, she was in a hospital bed. She had survived. The world outside was real, the curse a lie. Unit 42 remained empty. Or so they thought. Some nights, the lights still flickered inside. And sometimes, Vincent still whispered her name. I really hope you like my video and subscribe to my channel so I may continue to create entertaining content for you all. Thank you.